you, Marlon. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Uh, my name is Anderson, and I'm going to share with you a personal case of mine in which I managed to make a good impression and won people's trust through applying simple actions and principles based on some teachings that I learned from the book The Trust Advisor that by the way I have just read for the second time, and I also highly recommend the reading. If trust is so important, how does one go winning it? And how do you get somebody to trust you? One answer for both questions that is very clear is that it's not done by saying, please trust me. I choose from the book 3 points that I noticed and consider it being the most important to start discussing this theme on how to build trust, which are: first, show evidence on which the other party can base their decision on whether to trust you or not. Because the purpose of this is to demonstrate that you are willing to give and generate value before getting what you want. The second topic is a long-term trust is not developed instantly. So on the first impression, what we can do is to make the other person after the meeting to have the feeling of, I like this person, or mm, this person seems to be the kind of person I could come to trust. And third, trust doesn't happen without work and effort. So after you earn some people's trust, you must show that you deserve it. And that's made by your future actions and behavior. So after reading the book, I was able to identify in my short professional career, which by the way was only of 4 years, some moments when I successfully used strategies to build trust and with other people. A remarkable moment for me was at my first job's interview, which was in a time, which was in a very difficult time for me, when I really needed to work in order to help my mom to keep up with our household bills. But I had just started the college and I had no work experience to offer. And in this period, I was also doing compulsory military service, which was another factor of making getting a job even more difficult. My strategy was to use almost all my free time to improve my theoretical and technical skills in my area of study, which is accounting, to be aware and apply for all entry-level jobs that appeared. In my first interview, I tried to understand what the manager of the company needed in order to adapt my speech and skills to his needs. And even after he said he wanted to hire someone with more knowledge and someone more experienced than me, I tried to demonstrate that I was constantly studying about the area and showed it by saying the name of some books that I had already read at that time, and some channels on YouTube that I followed and constantly studied by them. And that day, I even took out from my backpack an accounting book that I was currently reading. Another piece of evidence, there was another piece of evidence to prove everything I had said. I also remember that day uh, when I was spoke that I spoke that I spoke in a way in which I demonstrated my willingness to work and my seek to develop myself in the company, and I got the results some days after that, which was I was hired. So, to summarize the lessons about trust that I mentioned from the book, and that I could also see on this personal case of mine, I'd like to appoint some topics. The first one, show evidence of your previous experience related to the current situation you're facing. Second, trust is not developed instantly, but it doesn't mean you can do everything possible to cause a good first impression. Third, trust doesn't happen without work and effort. So after you want it, show that you really deserve it. I'm happy that I was able to apply some teachings on this topic even before I got to know the theory on this book. And I hope this speech has contributed and awakened the desire to learn more about how to build trust in all of you guys. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you